Hello, I'm Linda Ingram, founder of Elly Virtually. We help business owners streamline their operations, implement effective systems, and grow their businesses without getting overwhelmed by the day-to-day. At Elly Virtually, we believe that when your backend is organized and your systems are running smoothly, you create the space to truly lead, scale, and focus on what you do best. Today, I'm especially excited to be connecting with one of my longtime clients, someone I've had the privilege of working alongside for years as she's built, grown, and continuously evolved her business. This Client Corner feature is all about highlighting her journey, her growth, and what it really looks like to have the right support behind the scenes. I'm excited to introduce you to Kashmire Terry, a business and entertainment attorney and founder of Devenere Law Collective. Let's hear about her experience.
All right, Attorney Kashmire, I want to thank you again for taking a few minutes to do this, and I really appreciate it. I just want us to feel like a conversation. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your experience working with Elly Virtually so other business owners can understand what kind of support we provide. If you can just start off by introducing yourself, telling us about who you are, any current offers, anything you've got going on, I would love for you to start with sharing that.
Sure. Well, I always have something going on. The question is just what? So my name is Kashmire Terry. I am a business and entertainment attorney in Houston, Texas. I own and I'm the creator, founder, and managing partner of the Devenere Law Collective, which is a full-service law firm in Houston, Texas, in downtown Houston. We are woman-owned, black-owned, and we really just do law differently. We're about people. And we do an array of practice areas. Some people try to say we do everything. We don't. I just do everything that builds wealth in people and wealth in businesses. So our practice areas vary from construction law, intellectual property, business litigation, probate and estate planning, trust work, and then also family law, right? And that those are intentional because a lot of times those are wraparound services for our clients. So if you have a real estate issue, because we also do real estate, if you have a real estate issue, a lot of times that's going to have some probate issues in there as well, right? Some probate underlyings. So that is why we do the fields of law is specific to being in relation to one another, and then also being able to build wealth in families and people, and then your businesses. And wealth comes in an array of things. Wealth is not just money, right? That's the low-hanging fruit. Wealth is also health. It's your family. It's your assets. It's your freedom. It's your time. It's your health, right? And so all of these things we intentionally practice to hit how wealth influences an individual. And then also, I am also a sitting judge for the city of Houston. I am a criminal judge, associate judge for the city of Houston. I've been on the bench for roughly 4 years. I'm entering my my fourth year, second term. So that's always exciting and keeps me going. And then I am currently, my office is launching this amazing service initiative. It's like my passion. Well, not even like it is. It's my passion. We're entering a space where we're going to be doing what is called the Devenere Law Legacy Program, but it's really called Next in Line, right? And it's an extension of my law firm, but the Next in Line program is what we're offering too for the community. I believe it's not just enough for us to be attorneys, right? We have a cake, yes, but we also need to be able to put our money where our mouth is, not just our service, right? And the Next in Line program is a 3-tier mentorship program where we are taking young students, from ages 10 to 18. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is undergraduate, and tier 3 is for our law clerks, or students of color who want to be attorneys. And to create this pipeline to walk with them, and each tier has its own mission on what is it intended to teach, right? And I'm calling on my judge friends. I'm bringing some political figures in. I'm bringing, of course, my attorney friends and my attorneys within my office. That's just some of the iceberg of what I have going on and what my team, what we're initiating in the community.
Wow, that sounds like an exciting initiative. I can't wait to see it blossom. I know it's going to be amazing because everything you touch is amazing. Now, we've been working together for some years on different projects.
Yes, yes.
Before we started working together, what were some of the challenges you were dealing with in your business or different projects?
Yeah, so we started working when I first started practicing, which was I got admitted this November of 2017. So I think, like that 2018 we met. And I mean, Elly virtually completely shifted and turned my business, like completely. I think you're one of the crucial features just points that has gotten me to be where I am now. So initially I was fresh out, starting a business, not necessarily Devenere Law, but my own book of business, right, with another law firm. And having to figure out how to not only be the attorney, but also do all of the administrative stuff. And I like to do things of a higher level, different caliber, and wanting to give that personal touch and not having the time to do that, but then also needing to network. And who has time to go network? And then I got to follow up with all the people, and I hit everybody in the room when I go to a networking event. I don't have the time. So time is everything for an attorney. So connecting with you, I mean, you took it and ran with it. I still have friends that I met when I initially started in 2017 that still say, like, I remember when you had your personal assistant, and it made them feel like they had to step their game up. I was like, because you are, and still, like, on it in regards to following up with potential new clients, sending lead emails, scheduling lunches. I mean, that's where we initially started, to now where you have created and given me the deliverables for my pipeline and my intake process, because that has to be very vast as my career has escalated and the number of clients I serve has escalated. So where now it's 10, 15 new clients a day in comparison to 1 or 2 a week, right? And now you creating that pipeline and that organization and those email follow-ups, and then the color coding, but still keeping it to my judge, but not only just professionally, but personality-wise, definitely has been, it's amazing to see over all of these years, since 2017, 2018, to now. So you have been a critical component to everything that I'm touching.
I'm glad we have been able here to help. I definitely have. You've made it easy to work with. Now, what made you decide to work with Elly Virtually?
I remember initially I was nervous because I had never really heard about a personal assistant and a virtual personal assistant. I think when we initially met, it was your personality, and then you handled it. You took the initiative. I think from then on, once I saw, like, you could take this off my plate. Oh, for sure. But yeah, everything I touch, you're with me. So I think that was when I saw that you go above and beyond. You don't just say, oh, okay, and that's it here. It's also that check-in, like, hey, you good? Hey, just on a personal level. But then also, oh, do you want me to do this? And then once you got to know me, you ran with it. And really, you have been an extension of me. So I have an assistant, right? And I think that in itself was what made me say, okay, I can relax.
Love it, love it. And what would you say to someone who is hesitating about working with Elly Virtually or just getting support overall?
Just hit the green button. Stop playing. Good service is hard to find. Great service is even harder. And it costs to be at a certain level, right? Mm-hmm. I think so many times, especially as business owners, we're looking for the least amount, but then you get what you pay for. So hit the green button and stop playing. Pay what you need to do, whatever is required, because it really does, like, Elly Virtually elevates your business, elevates your brands, and that is everything. Like the work that we did in 2018 and 2017, I still see fruit from. Still get phone calls, and I don't even know who they are. right? But they're like, yeah, I met you years ago. What? Yeah, I talked to your assistant. Okay, right? So I would just tell anybody, it requires a dynamic of communication. It requires transparency and just being honest of where you are, what do you need help with, but also to know, like, you want this help, you have to invest in self. And Elly Virtually was one of the best investments I could have made and still make, because it has taken me to another level.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support and partnership over the years. And Kashmire also represents Elly Virtually's business legal things on the back end, and I love working with you. I love how you show up, and you keep it 100 with me. You tell me you're gonna have to do that because I appreciate you for just not being a yes man, and I appreciate you for working with integrity, just being transparent, and keeping me good legally. When they show up, I'm like, oh, let me talk to my lawyer.
Just go ahead and submit the information, baby. Just come on, we just gonna handle this. No, thank you. That means the world, because you've been on my transition is trying to figure out life when I just got licensed to now, almost 10 years in, and with staff. I didn't have staff at first. I didn't have staff for years, right? It was just you and I figuring it out. And then now, for you to share that means everything, and to trust me with your business.
Absolutely. So I do feel like every business owner should have an attorney on retainer. Definitely Kashmire.
Forget that.
And especially as you start scaling, like I'm knowing now in the 8 years of doing business, there are issues I never had before, and they're gonna come up. It's not a matter of if, but when. And to have, yes, and to have a solid, knowledgeable attorney here available on retainer is the best decision I've ever made. So I love working with you. Love working with Devenere Collective.
Likewise. Like I tell business owners, and people forget, like, yeah, I'm an attorney, but I'm a business owner. Right? Like, I still have the same woes that all businesses go through. My service is just law. And I call them evolutionary points. You don't have the same problems. I don't have the same problems I had 2 years ago. And now I have to always read the board and look at, okay, where we can get stronger? Where can we put the holes in the ship, right? Where can we plug the holes in the ship? And they're just evolutionary points, and that's, the journey of being a business owner, and also not just being stagnant. If you want to do it and you want to do it in excellence and well, you always have to keep your eye on that. But those evolutionary points means you're growing. So that's a good thing.
Yes. Excellence is the key word, because you definitely operate in excellence. And I love the fact, the other thing is you have a team, so you're very responsive. Your team is responsive. So again, I think that just speaks to volumes on when a business owner is trying to do it all by themselves. You can't do it all by yourself.
It's not easy. And having to realize as a business owner that it's time.
Yeah. Right?
And you got to give up. Like, I get it, because I had to figure out when I was going to make that jump. Right? When is it going to be okay for me to hire somebody? And you have to realize, is it counterproductive? If you wait too long, it becomes counterproductive. Because then you're wearing all these hats and the weight just crumbles you. One way or another, the weight is going to crumple you. Even in my business, the law firm will be 5 next month, and I still have to give more hats off. I'm still looking for ways, like, okay, you're going to do this now, because we've reached the evolutionary point. It's time. But you have to determine, okay, if it becomes counterproductive, or if it's taking me more time away from me making more money to grow this business, it's time to hire. And people think 1099s are great. W-2s can also be beneficial. The cost analysis, but you have to be okay and have a positive relationship with money, because it will cost. You have to spend money to make money. You need a CPA. You need an accountant. You need an assistant. You need a secretary. And knowing when to do it and doing it in purpose.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. You dropped a lot of gems. Anything else you want to share?
Well, I would love for anybody who sees this, please We do business all over the United States, right? It's not just in if you have a lawsuit. I think people need attorneys, and it's beneficial if you have an attorney and you know your attorney before the issue occurs, right? Know your attorney before the issue occurs, whether it's my office or not. I encourage people to get in position before the issue occurs. So, and a good business attorney will also be able to develop your company, your brand, right? And that's what you want for protections and legal liability. So I encourage everybody to do that and be proactive. But if you don't know who, you can just go and call my office. We do business all over the U.S., in California, Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Texas. Our clientele, even North Carolina, like our clientele is vast, and it's not just litigation, right? We have clients all over. I encourage, please go to www.devenerelaw.com to see what we do, how we do it, and just how we can assist and walk alongside you and get in the trenches with you as you're doing your business or your family matter. And then also you can find myself personally on IG. I am the industry attorney working in business and entertainment law. And you will also be able to see some of the service initiatives we're doing with the Next in Line program on my Instagram and also my law firm website. And also just staying in contact, right? All you got to do is call us, text us, because we do October and November, I drop probate prices or estate planning prices for trusts and for wills, anywhere between 10 to 50%. Like I do events, I put my money where my mouth is. Staying connected allows you to know when we're doing those exclusive offers.
Thank you.